Hey guys, it's Jamie. So today I'm going to talk to you about how my girlfriend Shaaba and I got together and how I asked her to be my girlfriend, or asked her out. Although technically I didn't. It wasn't like a, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend, or hey, do you want to go out with me? It wasn't like that. It was a bit more awkward than that. Some of you may know that I am with this beautiful nugget, and we have been together for nearly 6 years now. But in the beginning, it was not clear as to whether we were even going to get together in the first place, because when I first expressed feelings of maybe more than friendship, it didn't go down great, and I potentially thought I had just messed up everything and lost Shaaba as a friend forever. So we first met late 2010, but we became friends through a mutual friend. We were best friends for about a year before we got together. And I always thought of Shaaba as absolutely gorgeous, and I still think, actually I think she's more gorgeous now than I thought back then. But back then I did only ever see her as a friend. We got on really well, and she was genuinely the best friend I'd ever had, and we were very close. We were friends for about 6 or 7 months before I came out as trans to her, and then I'd kind of say after I came out as trans and started living as male, the friendship dynamic changed. We were still just as close, and it wasn't like the friendship changed, but I think we were just like self-conscious, awkward teenagers about potentially being seen as a couple, and we didn't want that. We were self-conscious about being too huggy or play fighty and anything that might get interpreted as coupley, basically. Around the same time, Shaaba would go on midnight walks. She wasn't allowed to hang out with friends very much outside of college, so we would kind of meet halfway on these walks and then go back to mine and watch a movie and just hang out, and then I would walk her home. And through that, and just like hanging out at college still and everything, my feelings at least started to progress into something more than friendship. But I had no idea how she felt about me, and I was too scared to say anything because she was such an important person to me and such a good friend that I really didn't want to risk losing that. So I just, kept quiet. But my plan to keep quiet was ruined by alcohol. Imagine the scenario. It's a late Halloween party with friends and Shaaba. Obviously with Shaaba this would be a little bit of a weird detour if Shaaba was not involved in this story. There is alcohol involved. I drink a little bit more than I've ever really drunk before on a night. I'm not a big drinker. I've never been like blind drunk. I just don't enjoy it. I don't actually drink at all really now, but I did a little bit when I was younger. I'm fairly tipsy that evening, and so with my Dutch courage in full swing, I kind of make it obvious that I feel more than friendship towards Shaaba. I am quite huggy and I want to sit with Shaaba and stuff like that. And she naturally gets kind of suspicious about the way I'm behaving and what I'm saying. And then after everybody's left, it's already been kind of like arranged that Shaaba's gonna stay over, and like the verbal diarrhea just fully kicks in, and oh, there goes the dog. You're right, Ben. And basically I just tell her that I am having feelings that are more than just friendship. Yeah. I can't really remember how Shaaba reacted in the moment, but we went to sleep as Shaaba was on the floor. Not like on the floor, I'm not a horrible friend. She did like have a mattress and stuff. Not just like on the hard floor with no blankets or pillows. And then she went home the next morning. It was the day after that we saw each other again in college. And here's what happened. I walk into the room where all of our friends hang out. I see Shaaba, Shaaba sees me. We lock eyes across the room, and then the next thing that happens, Shaaba bolts it out the door. I've never seen her move so fast, and I don't think I've ever seen her move so fast since, except that time she saw a spider. And I'm just like, oh, well, I was nervous about talking to you, but I see that you're probably even more nervous than me. I ran after her because I felt terrible. I felt like I'd ruined our friendship and I'd really upset her, and I just really wanted to talk things through and try and salvage the situation in some way. We ended up doing a lovely lap of the inside of the college building, upstairs, downstairs, through corridors, into classrooms, round tables and chairs, and in front of everybody, and getting stared at a lot. Yeah, I did like a year's worth of exercise. It was very fun. Eventually Shaaba stopped and she was ready to talk, so we had a chat. Oh, my feet are going numb. And then we talked even more, walking home together. It turned out that Shaaba was kind of having similar feelings about me, so we were kind of feeling the same thing, but she was really scared about having those feelings and was scared about acting on them at all because her parents, like her mum and her stepdad, were really against her having a boyfriend. And then on top of that, they were really extra against her having a white boyfriend, and then super extra against her having a non-religious white boyfriend, and then super duper extra with a cherry on top against her having a trans non-religious white boyfriend. So I can understand why she was a little bit scared about having those feelings. We talked the whole way home, and by the time Shaaba was home, we hadn't really gotten anywhere apart from acknowledging that we both had these feelings, but we weren't sure what was going to happen, and neither of us knew what was going on, and it was just very scary, and I was very worried about losing my best friend. But the story doesn't end there, because if it did, then we wouldn't be here today. Anyway, my walk home from college was like a good 10 or so minutes longer than Shaaba's. So she was at home and I was still walking, and then I was nearly home and my phone rings and it's Shaaba. Basically, she wanted to talk some more, so asked me to come over. Her family was out, which is the only reason I could go over. If they were in, I wouldn't have been able to. Naturally, I sprinted all the way there. Another year's worth of exercise. I was very out of breath. I took a minute to catch my breath so it didn't seem all like puffy and like, you know, I'd gotten there in desperation. But we talked some more and concluded that we were gonna give things a go because we really did have feelings for each other and we wanted to try, but we weren't gonna put like a relationship status on it. We were gonna take things slow and not tell people and basically just see where things went. And now look at us 5 years and 10 months later. So yeah, that's how we got together. People found out gradually. It was a massive shit show when her family found out. Very happy to say that despite a tricky first like 4 or 5 years together, this year things have really progressed like a lot, which we're both so happy about. But yeah, I was the one that instigated it through the influence of alcohol. And yeah, we nearly didn't get together, and yeah, I don't know what would have happened if we didn't. Yeah, I'm glad I had those drinks at that party. Because if I hadn't, then maybe the best thing that's happened to me wouldn't have happened. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know like your guys' stories of how you got with your significant other. That would be really cool. I will see you next time. Much love, guys. Bye.